I have to say I'm a little overwhelmed. I didn't anticipate anything quite this large. So let me start. I want to say a very sincere thank you to David Tatel. It's a genuine honor to have this award presented by him. I'm a huge admirer and have been ever since I first met him, but over the last couple years as I've gotten to know him better, that admiration has only increased. David is really the model of a great judge, someone who is a keen lawyer and has a powerful analytical mind, but who combines that with humane, thoughtful, and dare I say empathetic appreciation for law's impact on people. I want to say thank you to Equal Justice Works, and especially to David Stern. I didn't actually know David, and I didn't know much about Equal Justice Works when I first became dean. I do remember my first meeting, which was when David came in order to talk to us about the survey they were going to do on different law schools and public interest. And I was actually quite defensive. You know, the thought was, oh my God, another ranking. But over time, I've come incredibly to appreciate and indeed to feel somewhat awed. And I say that in all sincerity, David, awed by all the things that he does and all the things that he accomplishes and the modesty and grace and incredible efficiency and effectiveness with which he gets it all done. He's helped by, I should say, a great staff. And from my perspective, and I think the perspective of all of us, Equal Justice Works is just a really wonderful organization, and it's a great honor for me personally to be recognized by it and to be part of it. So that said, the truth is this is not my award. I suspect that every dean who comes up here says that. But in this case, as my predecessor Paul Bress used to say, this has the additional benefit of actually being true. I think there has been a really significant change in the public interest culture at Stanford Law School, but that really is the work of others. It has depended on a great deal of effort and enthusiastic contributions from faculty like Deborah Rohde, Mike Wald, Bob Weisberg, and many others. Committed alumni, John and Terry Levin, who generously enabled us to establish the Levin Center, Derek Schreier and Cecily Cameron, who enabled us to start the fellowship program, and above all, Miles and Nancy Rubin, who many years ago started the loan forgiveness program and have continued to support it and almost everything else that happens at Stanford Law School and in many, many other institutions as well. The law school has an incredibly hardworking staff. I think many of you know many of them. Susan Feathers ran the Levin Center for a couple of years, especially Anna Wang, who has been an incredibly important person in making everything work. But above all, the two people who really have done most of the work at Stanford are Larry Marshall, who came with me, who directs our clinical program, but oversees all of our public interest activities, and of course, someone well-known here, Diane Chin, who I once again apologize for taking back, but the truth was we couldn't make things work anywhere near as well without her. So you know, I feel as dean, all I've really done is to take advantage of the opportunity, indeed the privilege, to say yes to their ideas and essentially to pay them for their hard work. It has been a great honor and a great pleasure to do it, but it really is the people of the law school and the students and the faculty and the staff and all of these people who make everything work and make everything happen. We do have a distinct philosophy of public interest at Stanford Law School that I want to just say a couple of words about, because it does define, I think, many of the features of our program that make it a little different than that at some other schools. First, our view is that public interest is a career. It's a career option. It's a career path. It needs preparation and training that is in some ways unique to that career path in just the same ways that someone becoming a corporate lawyer or a criminal lawyer or a tax lawyer needs distinct training. So yes, there's much of law school that we want all our lawyers to have, but that for people who are dedicated to making this career choice, there are things that we need to provide them in the school as part of the program and part of the curriculum, as part of the opportunities we make available. Job placement matters. And like all law schools, we put a lot of effort into helping our students who want to go into public interest find jobs. But there's much more than that involved, and we believe deeply that our first and most important obligation is to educate and train and prepare our students so that when they go out, they can make a real difference in the world. And that is the special role of the law school in this process that we're all involved in, in helping lawyers contribute to the public interest. It's where our resources go, and it is the definitional function of the Levin Center. Second, we believe, as I think everybody here does, that public interest is for everyone. It is in the long run. It's not about the particular job you choose. It's not about ideology. It's not about doing this full-time or part-time. Many of our students will, and we try and encourage more and more of them to do it full-time. But no matter what career choice a graduate of Stanford Law School makes, we want them to leave the school with the understanding that it is part of their responsibility, part of their obligation for having the privilege to practice law, that they need to give back to the community at large and do some form of public service. There are many different ways to do it. It can be full-time work, you can move in and out, you can do pro bono work, you can find ways to do private work that simultaneously serves the public interest. But one way or another, it's an obligation we want 100% of our students to feel, we want 100% of our students to engage in, and we know that they will have happier, more satisfying careers if they do so. But of course, we can do this only with the help of organizations like Equal Justice Works that are partners and that help our students find the positions and the opportunities after they graduate from law school. So yes, thank you to Equal Justice Works for this honor, which I feel very keenly. But as much thank you to all of you for your support of Equal Justice Works so that it can continue to do the important work that we can build on and contribute to. Thank you much.